Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to Pay to Follow, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Hope everyone had a great Memorial Day. How was y'all's Memorial Days?
It was fun.
Fun?
Memorial.
Austin, you're frozen?
Memorial?
Is he frozen on your screen, Dustin?
Just black. Just blank.
Yeah. My God.
Oh.
Screwed everything up. Well, we can hear him.
Okay.
We can't see him. But everybody had a good Memorial Day. Me and the family went down to the beach. You know, everybody got a little sunburn, which all good.
What beach?
We went to Rockport. Went to the Rockport Beach. One of my
gross.
buddies from work had a house down there, and we just hung out in their pool all day. So I hate going to the beach, dude. I don't know what it is, but I cannot stand the beach. I hate the sand, and like the beach has a nice breeze and everything, but that breeze is just so fucking hot. Like, I don't know. You would think I liked it because we live so close.
It's like you're in an oven.
Yeah,
at the beach.
It's pretty. Yeah, and it's just you can vacuum your vehicle out all you want, but you can never get the sand out. Like it never fails, especially when you have kids with you too. So
And y'all literally went to the worst beach too. I hate Rockport Beach so much.
Really?
We didn't go.
Yes.
We didn't go to the beach. Jesus Christ. We went to Rockport.
You just said you can.
No, we went to a house that was on the beach, but we didn't go to the beach. We just stayed there.
Okay.
At a house in the pool.
You literally just said you went to the beach.
Yes,
the house is on Rockport Beach. The house is on Rockport Beach.
You can.
We didn't go to the sandy beach.
The sand out of your.
And I don't know what's true.
What was that? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I don't know what. I don't know what's true. If you went to the beach or if you went to the river, because you told me you were going to the river.
No, we were gonna go, but. Now I was like, nah, that'll be too much work. Having to go to the river, get the kids out, get the tubes, get all that stuff, and I'm not very familiar with it. And y'all, if one of y'all would have went, we probably would have gone, but I couldn't get a hold of Austin. Austin doesn't call anybody anymore. I don't know what the deal is, but that's his deal. We're not gonna ask him. But thank you to all the veterans. You are in our memory. Thank you for your service. Now. Back to sports. What do we got? A lot of stuff happened this week. Coach Jim Irsay died. Not coach. GM and owner Jim Irsay died. Rafael Nadal retired, which, I don't know. I hated Rafael Nadal because he always beat Roger Federer. But it was actually a pretty good ceremony there at the French Open. Corey Sandhagen made $2 million on OnlyFans by just showing his... We'll keep this PG. We'll probably edit that out. We'll talk about that on the next show. No, not Johnson. Not even that. And the biggest news, I guess now, to me, was Around the Horn had its final episode last Friday. Did y'all catch that episode?
No, I saw them talking about it.
That's our childhood.
That was our childhood, man. I loved Around the Horn. Woody Page, Tim Kalishaw, Bill Plaschke. All those OGs. I remember Woody Page would always have something on his board with the props and everything. Greatest contestant on Around the Horn. Tony Reali, my favorite ESPN host of all time. And what a great show. What a great format it was. Yes, I love Tony Reali. Stat Boy, he had all the stats. He knew everything. That's why I think. I just like the show. Maybe that's why I think he's the greatest ESPN host of all time. But anyway, that's besides the point. The show is now done after 23 years. So... interesting to see. I don't even know what they're putting in that time slot now. Do y'all know what they're replacing Around the Horn with?
I don't know. There's a bunch.
I've not heard. I need to look that up real quick.
There's a bunch of rumors that McAfee show might be leaving too.
Yeah, well, what? I mean, I'm sure. I know a lot of people at ESPN don't like McAfee show on there, so that could be part of it. And if I was him, I'd leave too. You could probably make more money somewhere else.
Wait, he was Austin. Did you hear that he was leaving, or that ESPN's making him leave?
He would want to get out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
ESPN. He doesn't want to follow their rules. Yeah.
ESPN wants him to stay.
What rules is he having to follow? They let him smoke weed on the show.
No, they don't let him do that. They only do that on his YouTube part of it. During the ESPN hours, they can't cuss. They can't do none of that stuff.
They can cuss.
What are you talking about?
They can cuss, but they blur it out.
Yeah, they bleep it out. Yeah.
I saw a clip on his draft coverage when somebody threw a joint up there and he was smoking it.
Yeah.
I don't think that was actually on ESPN.
That's YouTube.
Though.
That's YouTube.
That was on YouTube. Part of his show is on ESPN. The other part is on YouTube. The part on YouTube is all uncensored. And he seems like a guy that doesn't want to do a show that kind of holds his personality back. And that's his personality. So I think it'd be a good thing if he leaves.
Well, they got Rich Eisen back. Did y'all hear about that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Rich Eisen's going back to ESPN. I'm kind of Around the Horn. I loved Around the Horn when I was like growing up. Then it kind of got old because it was like the whole thing of like the phone got like the information got to us all faster. It was hard to like watch all those shows when they were talking about something that you knew exactly what was going on. And then I like Sports Center. I just like more so recently started liking Sports Center again. I've like enjoyed it, especially the Scott Van Pelt version. But Around the Horn, there was like a bunch of like criticism from them, like about the whole like they were like trying to go like super woke for a while, and then they kind of backed off, and then I don't know, but I don't know if that was like I guess this like a deal like they had a hell of a run, I would like going that long. I don't know what I haven't heard what the plan is. Like you were saying, I'm trying to look up who they're replacing them with.
Yeah, well, it's already been in the works already because I think the show came on today. Party Interruption is still staying, though. They're going to still do it. Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon. Can't replace that show, obviously. But anyway, the news for today, we got more news out of Ganado. Ganado's girls softball team has gone on a fucking hot streak in the playoffs. They've been tearing down teams, boy, tearing them down. They've rode this wave.
17 fucking 2. All this fucking. Right. They're scoring all kinds of goals.
Runs. Goals, huh? Goals. Runs. All right.
Hey, runs.
But they're riding their wave, this streak all the way to the state championship. They will play Thursday at 1 p.m. at Red McCombs Field in Austin. I'm going to go. I think Scott's going to meet me there. I don't know if y'all want to go. We'll be there. And speaking of that, we got Coach James Harp, softball coach James Harp joined us for a little interview today. Actually, really good interview. Good guy. Great talker. He's seen a lot. From what he said in the interview. He's been in the coaching game 35 years. Actually came out of retirement to come coach these girls. And how cool would that be, man? You like say, oh, I'm done. Hey, come back one more year. Go to a state championship. Crazy. These girls got a lot of potential. A lot of these girls are still sophomores and juniors. What he says, sophomore heavy, I believe. I think they only have 3 or 4 seniors, if I'm not mistaken. But these girls can hit the ball. Looking at the stats, they can hit the ball. So hopefully they take out Riesel Thursday, and hopefully next time we talk to him, he will be a state champion. So great things happening in Ganado, right? Great things happening there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how often. I'm sure it happens a lot, like in other states, but Texas being such a big state, how many teams has there been that have won, 2 state championships in both in the same season in 2 different sports? There's probably some. I'm sure there is some. There's some powerhouse schools out there. Yeah, but it's just crazy. Nothing like that ever happens down here in South Texas, is what I'll say. So, excited for them.
Duncanville do that a few years ago? Football, basketball?
I'm not sure. I have no clue.
How big is Duncanville?
6A.
Yeah. We're talking about freaking.
What's they have to do with the A?
Small town South Texas is what I mean.
Has it ever happened in under 4A? Under 4A.
Shiner almost did it in boys. The year they won the state title in football, they almost won it in baseball. They lost in the state championship.
Yeah. NBA, NHL playoffs have continued. The Pacers have a 2-1 lead going into Game 4. It looks like they are going to win their third game, and they will try to close the series out next. I guess in the next couple days in New York. As far as the other series go, 3-1, I believe. Right, Thunder up 3-1 against Minnesota. Thunder looking good. They're looking really good. That's going to be a probably low-rated finals, the Thunder versus the Pacers, but I mean, who knows? It could be a good game. I think the Thunder are a little better than the Pacers. Actually, a lot better than the Pacers. I think they got more firepower. So, but what do you know? The Pacers have been the underdogs here.
It's going to be a great game, like series-wise, but the NBA does not want that. Indiana and OKC.
I want you to get in the frame is what I want you to do. Your top of your head's cut off.
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's y'all's thoughts or reaction to the Ann Edwards like post game last night? He was basically saying like it's not my fault. Did y'all hear that or see that?
Yeah, but it may not be all his fault. But being the team leader, you probably shouldn't say shit like that. So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Did his father ever say anything like that? MJ?
His father.
Yeah, he's just talking shit. I don't know.
I thought Michael Jordan was his father.
Jesus.
Is that true or no?
I don't know. Why don't you call Mari, see if you can get him set up on a TV show?
Him and Jimmy Butler. I thought they were brothers.
Oh my God, dude. I think we all know that's not true.
Really?
That's all just a rumor.
That's okay. That's not a rumor. It is.
That's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that that's true. If Michael Jordan fathered a child that he didn't know about, I'm sure the mom would come out by now and say that was his. Just think about it. And Edwards really was Michael Jordan's kid, and so was Jimmy Butler. Just think of, they'd probably be just as popular as fucking LeBron James. Look how much coverage Bronny gets for being LeBron's son. So, and he's terrible. These guys are actually top players in the game. But anyway, other news that happened, I saw that the NFL is going to allow NFL players to participate in the Olympic flag football games coming up. Thoughts on that?
Yep.
I wanted to ask you. Yeah, I want to ask you about that. Did you see that guy that said, "No, we don't want them here. We've been doing this longer."
Yeah, because he just don't want to lose his spot.
We've been training. We've been training for this.
No, I think it's a great idea, but I think it's a great idea, but like
in there,
you got to think about how much money the NFL is paying these guys, and if they get hurt, they could possibly be out the whole season. There's no pads, there's nothing. It's flag football, but I mean, you could tear a damn ACL just as easy without pads as you can with pads. So I don't think it's a good idea.
Who the hell are they going to play?
I'm guessing all these countries are going to put together a flag football team. I think the American flag football team will be just fine without NFL players. So, yeah. They're going to show up. Other countries are going to show up with the soccer teams thinking it was football, not football. So, could possibly be the situation there. But I don't think it's a good idea. I would rather them just stay out of it. So,
I think it's going to be boring, personally.
Maybe.
Do y'all think that'll be entertaining? Watching us play USA play flag football against a bunch of countries that don't even play football?
Yes. If we beat them 75-0, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be just.
I would watch every freaking game. But
I don't think
this funny meme. Justin Jefferson lined up against some welder from Poland that just got a fucking work.
Welder from Poland.
Like you would want to watch that.
It's just a good analogy. It's hilarious. I'd rather watch them box the welder from Poland than play flag football.
They don't need to play flag football, dude. And just for their you could pop your Achilles and be done for shit. That's possibly a career-ending injury, Achilles injury. So I think America will be just fine without the NFL players playing flag football.
But they allowed them to, though, right? Wasn't that the news?
Oh yeah.
The news is they are allowed if they want to. That doesn't mean am I for players on practice squad possibly going and playing? I'm cool with that, but I don't want to see a Tyreek Hill or a Justin Jefferson out there or Pat Mahomes playing quarterback. I don't want to see that.
One of the biggest names that were mentioned, your boy CD. Would you want CD out there, Justin?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
If he wants to be out there, he can go. But my deal is, if you're going to be out there, they better be trying, not doing the half-ass bullshit effort that they do in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and then what do you want more? What's more valuable, a gold medal or a NFL championship?
A Super Bowl.
If CeeDee Lamb decides,
you think so?
Mm-hmm. Because you're playing against the best football players in the world in the NFL. You're
playing against everyone in the world.
Yeah, but they're not the best. The best players are in the NFL. They're not around the
Correct.
world.
Yeah.
So I would say Super Bowl over Olympic gold medal. I mean, if you say like a guy that's on the verge of retirement, like a Julio Jones decides to play, I'm all for that guy, just so he can get a gold medal. He never got a Super Bowl, so. But yeah, curious to see what happens. Curious to see what guys go out for that flag football team, even if they do.
That's a good point. I would take like recently retired NFL players. They would freaking win the gold easily, right?
Yeah, no, I think that'd be good.
I would think so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like put a team together right now. Recently retired NFL players.
Gronk and
who's
Julio Jones.
Who's quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers, probably.
He's too slow to be quarterback.
Yeah, y'all saw he didn't.
Yeah, you gotta be able to run
today, right?
Yeah, but he hadn't been signed yet either. But I did see that questionnaire he had with all them fans asking him strange questions. So,
how do y'all feel about y'all's boy?
He dropped hints.
Rodgers.
He dropped hints that he was going to be playing for the Steelers this year. So I think it's just a matter of time. So
there was media members freaking out. I just saw it on X earlier, like saying, "What are the Steelers doing? This is a joke." Terry Bradshaw said that they should tell him to go chew on a piece of wood in California because he should be already be there for the first day of OTAs and all that because he doesn't know any of these guys, doesn't have any chemistry with them. Basically, what is y'all's Green Bay Packers take?
Oh, I don't care. I mean, I think he should retire. I hope he decides not to play because I don't think he's going to do anything special with Pittsburgh next year. I really don't. I don't. They have a pretty good team. They might make the playoffs, but the Bills and the Ravens and the Chiefs, like they're too strong right now. So maybe win a playoff game if he's lucky, but Super Bowl, no, not going to happen.
Austin,
same. Let him retire. Get the hell out of there.
Let him retire.
I think he's ruining his legacy.
Wasting his time.
Exactly.
They could go on a run. They could go on a run, but that's hypothetically. Like either way, I don't care. AFC.
Yeah, the defense would have to carry them to a championship if they did go on that run. But anyway, let's get to the interview. We don't want to go too long. This is Coach James Harp and the Ganado softball team head into state on Thursday, and we'll see y'all on the other side of it. Okay, everybody, welcome back. We got the Ganado ISD softball coaches on the verge of a state championship. Real quick, Coach, is this your first state championship you've ever been to?
Actually, no. 1993, I was assistant baseball coach with the Ocampo Rice Birds with Jim Long in 93. And then I wasn't on the baseball staff in 2015. My son played state tournament with the baseball team. But as far as softball, yes. As far as being a head coach, yes. And also, we also went to a football state championship in 12, I believe, at the Ocampo.
So you've been in the game a long time then. That's good. We got a veteran on our hands, guys. Real quick, the first question I got to ask you, what's going on there in Ganado? I mean, it's normal maybe to win one state championship in football. Everybody gets excited about that. Here you guys come toward the end of the season. I do not know. I didn't follow too much. I didn't know what y'all were expected to do this season or anything like that. But I want to know. I mean, how magical has this year been for the school itself?
It's crazy. It really is. It's wonderful crazy. It's my first year in Ganado. My first year going over there. I was asked to go over there to help these girls win. They envisioned a state title. To be quite honest with you, this is a very talented group. They want to excel. But as far as the Ganado ISD, things are just really popping over there. With the football state championship, our band did really good. Finished in second place over the year. We've had participants in UIL do really well. We had Austin Pena and Bryce Altman in boys track. And so there's a lot going on in Ganado. There's some really good people, and they are really excited about the softball team as well.
Heck yeah. We're going to be there. We'll be at the state game on Thursday. You ever walk through the halls and kind of give Irvin the eye, kind of like, you're not the only guy in the school?
I don't mess with Coach Irvin. He's one of a kind. Yeah,
you got to watch that guy.
Honestly, I don't see him much being on the girls' side. stay pretty separated. Almost have to go all the way to go see him. So he's been a really good AD, real flexible, just a great guy, great person. Runs a great football program, of course, and basically allowed me to say, Coach, to go do what you want to do and run with it. So it's a really good connection.
Heck yeah! All right, yeah. No, we talked to Coach Irvin quite a bit this year. He did mention how excited he was about all the programs at Ganado this year. So I mean, it's panned out. I mean, look at you guys; y'all are on the verge of a state championship here. So tell us a bit about yourself. You kind of gave us a little rundown of the state championships you've been. You've been coaching softball long, or were you baseball, softball, always kind of in that area? Or have you ever coached football?
Pretty much baseball, football. To be quite honest, really on the strong football side. Never been AD. Always been an assistant AD on football side. Most of my years there in El Campo, just down the road. We're 17 miles. I still live in El Campo. But so yeah, this will be my 35th year. I actually retired a couple of years ago. Sat out a year and I actually didn't intend on coaching anymore. Was actually just going to go back into teaching and drive a bus, make money, and play a lot of golf and do a lot of family things.
I hear you.
And the opportunity came, and a couple of guys I play golf with in Ganado said, "Hey, would you be interested?" And I said, "Sure, I'll take a look at it." And here we are later. My wife even said, "You need to go coach. You're a better person when you're coaching."
Get out of the house. Get out of the house.
She definitely wasn't influenced. Said, "You need to get out of the house and go coach."
Got you. I was going to ask you too. Were you guys expecting this to happen? These girls to go this far? I mean, did y'all know y'all had a squad coming up? I know it was your first year and everything, but from what I saw on the roster, y'all have a bunch of young players. I think I only saw 3 or 4 seniors.
We're very young, very, very sophomore heavy. I'll be honest. Be honest with you, yes. That Ganado knew they had a really good softball team coming in. Knew it was sophomore loaded. With some, seniors and juniors. Don't forget about them because they can play. And so they, in honesty, they were excited about the division and the playoff structure this year, where your top 4 schools make it and 2 go up, 2 go down. And they calculated Shiner and Weimar would be down. And so the Ganado honestly was excited about that you wouldn't cross paths with Shiner and Weimar as far as going into the playoffs. There's only one other school below them, and we met to make sure we knocked them out. But a lot of it was attitude, just going over there, and basically I said, look, this will be my 35th year, and everywhere I've coached, which 32 years in El Campo, and we play to win a state championship. So that's not any pressure or anything, but that's what we do. That's why we're here. It should always be your goal to win a state championship. So yeah. Getting the mindset right, going with that, and I know in the fall I got them to play a little fall ball, got the team together a little bit, most of them, and I was like, my goodness, this team's got some talent, and I didn't see them all, and that was going to be a hard part. It's like we've got girls on the bench that could be starting. It makes it tough, but it makes it exciting because
Heck yeah.
we're a pretty good team.
I'd say so. And about the Shiner and Weimar thing, they've always been heavy hitters in that field, baseball, softball, and all that. But you guys have taken down some pretty good teams this year. I was looking at y'all's schedule here the past couple of weeks. The road you had to go on, you're taking out Refugio, Three Rivers, Thorndale, Flatonia, and y'all beat these teams pretty handily. So I'm sure they're going into the game with a lot of confidence. You guys are playing Riesel, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Riesel,
how's
Go ahead.
How do you think you guys match up against them? Y'all seen any film on them or anything, or they kind of just go with it?
No, we've seen some film. We didn't get a chance to go scout them just because I always like to see teams live if I can. They're good. They're a good softball team, no doubt. They can swing the bats. They take good at bats, and they get behind the count, 2 strikes, and put the ball in play. They're a really good team. Got a really good pitcher. And Benton on the mound, and shortstop, and was Picks, who's going to go to Georgia Tech. So they kind of remind us of us. They kind of remind us of Shiner, the way they swing the bats. They're 1 through 9 that can swing it, and so we're going to have to play well. We talk about, but it's all season long. We don't fear anybody. We respect the good, and but we're good too. So it'll be a good game. It'll come down to execution and, who can pick up the grounders and throw them out and who can catch the fly balls, because I think both teams are going to swing the bats well and who's going to play good defense.
Heck yeah. Yes, sir. Is this in the state championship? I'm sorry if this may be a dumb question, but do y'all just play one game, or is this a series, or?
No, this is a one winner take all. So in the past, before they divided up, you would go play your state semifinal the day before. You'd have 4 teams go to the state tournament, play the semifinal game the day before, then play the state game. Well, now since they broke it up, we played our state semifinal game last week against Corrigan Camden. So this is just one game, state game. You have 11 state games, 1A through 6A, and here we go, one shot at it.
Gotcha. All right, man. So I was actually going through y'all's roster today. Like you said, sophomore heavy. I did really notice that. A lot of things I did notice too was a lot of these girls had the same name as some of the boys on the football team that won the state championship this year. The Burrises and Peñas. Like it was crazy how kind of it matched up. That's insane. So I guess y'all got athletic families there in Ganado, man. That's crazy.
They are all related in some way. I don't know the whole structure, the dynamics, but yes, they're all cousins or brothers, sisters, and a lot of cousins. But yes, a lot of good kids. Yes, I tell you, Ganado is loaded with a lot of good kids. It really is.
Are you? So let's say, I don't want to get ahead of anything, but let's say you guys. I mean, y'all are going to win the state championship. I'll say that.
Duh.
You said, you came back. You came back for your 35th year. Looking as how y'all have a young team. Do you see yourself coming back next year? Or are you kind of like, this is just my last year and I'm done?
I like to tease people and tell them I'm one and done, but I like to keep some of those guys. I call them the press box crew. Watch practice every day. I like to keep them hanging on the fence, to be quite honest. But no, I have every intention going back. I've enjoyed it. There's really great people from the top down, from the superintendent through the principals, the coaches, the teachers, the kids. It's really a neat place. I've enjoyed it. And absolutely probably head back for another year. We'll see how Thursday goes. They told me I got one more game to prove myself. They're not going to quite give me the contract yet. So I haven't proved myself yet.
Play for that contract right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you decide to walk away, there's going to be lots of people foaming at the mouth for this job too. I can tell how young they are.
There were a lot to begin with. After what I heard.
You got a couple stats that stuck out to me, and I hope they're correct. But this Kaylin Benavidez and who was the other one? Raylan Pena each have 8 home runs each.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
Sitting at 8 home runs, yes. They can swing it. And
I was
Kaylin,
about to say.
Yeah, Kaylin's been intentionally walked a number of times. She's sitting with 25 walks on top of 8 home runs. So there's a lot of opportunities that she didn't get to swing the bat.
Yeah, those are Barry Bonds numbers right there. So, but they're both sophomores, man. They're both sophomores coming back next year. That's something to be excited about. I saw the interview that Sailor Burris, is that her name? Y'all's pitcher. Is she gonna be on the mound on Thursday?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she'll be in the circle. We do have another pitcher, Kyla Stanchik, who's not bad herself, but we'll keep running with Sailor.
Okay, and all 3 of these girls, only sophomores, guys. Remember that. Okay, so there's a lot of potential there too. So they're gonna probably have colleges coming after them. But
we start a senior at short, senior at second, and senior in left field, and then we have a senior on the bench that can come in and pinch hit at any time and get a big hit.
Yes, sir. Would you, looking at your team, would y'all say y'all are, I guess, do y'all pride yourselves on y'all's hitting more than y'all's fielding, or y'all a better defensive team or a better offensive team? I would say, looking at these stats, y'all rely a lot on the offense. So
I would say more on the offense side. When we start looking, I was going through our stats the other day, nominating these girls, and I was like, wow, we make a lot of defensive mistakes for some reason. I think a lot of that, though, is probably one boredom, because Sailor, when the lesser teams, she starts throwing a bomb, I think we might sit on the hills a little bit, and then probably a couple in the playoffs, we might got a little shooken up, we might be a little anxious and a little jealous, and hopefully we can control that. But we're still a good defensive team. We have a lot of speed. Our outfield it's got to be the fastest in the state. Our girls can run down fly balls. We have good arms in the infield. And Maddie Wimpy at short plays an excellent short. She throws her body around all over the place. I told you the other day she's going to have to go find her a cold tub for about a week to recover from 4 years of softball. She's very very good player. Raylan Pena at third base has been outstanding with the plays she makes. So but I would say offense, I would say up and down the line, we swing the bat 1 through 9, and there's 3 girls on the bench that come off and provide a big hit when we need it.
Yes, sir. Dustin, you got anything?
Yeah, Coach. I was just kind of wondering. You said you used to coach baseball. What was the transition like, and who kind of taught you the game of softball? I guess.
I still haven't learned. I think I'm still learning. That's as honest as I can be. So 2 years ago, I actually retired and continued driving the bus. Kind of messed up the retirement system. And Coach Sable, who's kind of been all over the place and started baseball in LaGrange, and then he switched over when he had daughters, went to softball side. So he wasn't the first, but he was one of the first as far as me being an assistant coach on the team. Kid I coached in '93, Brent Lubella, who played for he was All-American at Sam Houston, baseball player, and then went on to Texas Rangers for Double-A a little bit. Very good friend of mine. I worked with his 2 daughters. He's got one at Texas State right now playing third base in Kate Lubella, and then he's got another daughter, Carly, that's fixing to go to Sam Houston State. And so he worked with my son to hit, and so we just kept that connection. He lives there in El Campo, and he's one that I've always worked with. I started working with him and the girls on the softball side of things, and he coaches with the Bombers on the select team, his daughter and other players. And so he's gradually talked to me like, man, you've got to switch over. You got to get over to the softball side. It's so much more fun. It's quicker, and so him and some other ex-players a couple of years ago talked to me and they're going helping with the softball team. And I tell you what, I enjoyed the heck out of it. It's different. I'm still learning. Coach Andell, one of our assistant coaches now, played at Stephen F. Austin. She's been wonderful, teaching me some transitions. There's a lot I still need to learn. I think Coach Moppin over in Weimar, he was on a broadcast the other day, and he even pointed it out that, you have a baseball coach come to the softball side and they're getting better because he's getting better. And I stepped back and thought about that for a second, and he's right. So there's still things I need to learn. I enjoy it. It's a different world. But I'll tell you one thing about girls, they're I would say they're even more competitive than boys when it's time to go, because I think these girls get competitive.
Yeah. Sweet. That's funny you say that about the baseball thing, because we had a coach here in George West, coached us all through like junior high and all that, kind of like the PE coach, and he was our baseball coach. Coached for like maybe 2+ years. And then after Chuck Pavelic, yeah.
Oh, I played college ball
and won a state champion.
You played college
really?
I played at St. Mary's with Chuck. He was older than I was. Yeah. And anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt the story. I get excited. What a great person.
That's all it was. He somebody had told him, hey, they need a softball coach, and he said he was getting messages telling, hey, join the softball side, and he wins a state championship, and that's crazy. You mentioned that also. That's awesome.
I didn't know that. Good for him. He's talking about a good person.
Yeah, he was a great guy. We probably everybody here's favorite coach. Like you said, he was our PE coach, all through elementary, junior high, and everything. And we finally got to play for him there too. It was awesome.
Did he actually talk to y'all? Because he didn't talk much.
He didn't talk much. But in study hall and PE, when you got to know him a little bit and pissed him off, he definitely talked. I mean, we knew that. So, but it's a small world. If you think about it, he played college ball with him.
You get him outside of the baseball world, he'll talk a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I hadn't seen him in a long time. I think George West came to El Campo years ago. I could just play a football playoff game, and we ran into each other. So that's the only reason why I really knew is at George West.
Yeah. Awesome. But yeah, my little sister actually played on that team, won a state championship. I never got one with anything, but I guess we still like to say we're part of the Ganado football team state championship. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, you got another question, Dustin? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So is this y'all's first appearance for a state championship with softball, or for the school?
Yeah, this is Ganado's first appearance.
Wow.
In softball. So yeah, that's another. People are excited. And it. I don't know if expectations. Something January 10th. Even before then, we talked with the girls about it. You have to have those expectations. You have to dream it. You have to realize it. And so. I don't think we really fooled anybody, but I don't know if they really believed. I'm not talking about the girls. Girls always have, but as far as the town itself, didn't didn't know if it was realistic or not. But of course, the football definitely helped, and it gave inspiration to these girls. So, but this is the first one for Ganado.
Wow. Awesome. What an elite run of freaking genetics.
This one.
Right.
Seriously. I mean, like, when I was in Temple, I used to coach. There was a guy in town. His name was Monto President. And he had several kids in town, and they were all athletes. I was just wondering, I know there's Burris's there. I'm sure there's got to be some other people in town there that just, like, all kind of had kids at the same time, however many years ago, and now they're all together, and golly.
Yeah, and I think the food train's still coming, I believe, is what I hear.
Keep them coming.
You mentioned all sophomores. We're so sophomores. So, Coach, at least, you're going to stay for 3 years now. But I guess about maybe halfway through the season, says, all right, I guess we'll have you back. It became a joke, really. And I don't know, still got a ways to go, But so I'll sign a 3-year contract, But the word on the street is it's still coming, and it's still coming in football. I'll tell you what, not to change subject, but I know you guys like to talk football. That football train's coming too. They're excited about still about the talent level that's coming up, and so Ganado, and I think the key there too. And I'll be real honest. When we worked in El Campo, like I said, a number of years, and one of the things we always heard about Ganado was turnover and how they couldn't keep coaches. And then you couldn't keep superintendents, you couldn't keep principals. And, that's hard on the kids. It's harder on the kids than anybody else, any stability. And, you always heard about and I know you're going to shake your head, the backyard boosters and, the parents and booster clubs getting too involved and stuff like that. And there's some truth to that. But now I think you're going to see some stability. I think Coach Irvin's in it for a long time. I know he, from what I hear, Rumorville, had some offers and just, shut them all down. They're excited about what's coming up in football. And so, Ganado has a new superintendent, and he says, hey, I'm going to stay here as long as they'll have me. And I think, he's doing really well. Principals are coming back for a third term. So, you get a little stability in these kids and get it rolling. Ganado can be a really good place.
Yeah, keep riding that. Jump on that train. Everybody jump on.
Yeah.
You mentioned the community of Ganado. We noticed how great the community came together during the football season. Are y'all noticing kind of the same thing in y'all's area also? Are they kind of all behind you guys too, as much as they are the football team?
Oh, absolutely. You can't say as much. It's two different fan bases, I guess, so to speak. But there's definitely a lot of support. And I think we'll have a pretty good crowd in Austin for them hearing. And, it really is a special place. There's two things they really care about in Ganado, I found out, and it's football and it's softball, to be quite honest with you. And they're really passionate about football on the boys' side and softball on the girls' side.
Yeah.
Not that we don't want to do well in other sports, and that's our goal, is get these other sports, especially on the girls' side, start having a little more success in volleyball and basketball and track and get this thing going.
Awesome. You said you coached a little bit on the football side of things. What kind of areas did you coach in there?
Basically, I believe I was a line coach for a number of years, a varsity coach, coached with Coach Gillis a lot of years with him, and Wayne Condra, who took over from Gillis after he left most of my years in El Campo. I did go down to Palacios for a year with Huey Chancellor, who did really well at Edna, and went to a year at Terry back in 95. 3 years in El Campo, 1993, and I wanted to be a head baseball coach. And so I figured Coach Jim Long, who's a Hall of Fame legend on the baseball side, I didn't think he was ever going to leave El Campo. I was like, and that was my goal, was always to be a head baseball coach. And so I jumped and ran the Palacios for a year, got to be head coach there. Next year, I had the opportunity at Terry High School. And then Coach Long jumped over to Brenham, and El Campo opened up, and Coach Gillis hired me back even after I left him the first year. And that was it. And I was in El Campo for the next, 28, 30 years, mainly on the baseball, football side. I got out of baseball in 2000. I had an opportunity to go to the golf world. And I became just a straight golf coach. My son was about 5. My daughter was 3. And I just decided that I'd like to take them on to the Little League level. And it was a good opportunity. And a couple of years after that, Coach Gillis came back because he had left. And he came back to be a head coach so he could coach his son. his senior year at least. And so then I went back into the football world and had been there up until I retired 2-3 years ago, however long it's been now.
So you've been around for a while, huh? Hey,
been around for a while.
Scratch golfer.
Many big games. Many big games. 14 years of golf. Even had some many kids make it to state. It's been I've had a wonderful ride, and now we need to get a state championship. That's the only thing missing in my man cave is a middle.
We need to get some of you guys over here in George West. Y'all get a chance. We can make a phone call for you. You decide to walk away from it. No, I don't see any. I don't see why you would want to leave that place either. Let's talk about the girls real quick. What's their mood like right now? How are they approaching this? I mean, can you tell any jitters or nervousness going on, or you think they're just going in there with nothing to lose?
Not ready to play. I mean, excuse me. They're not. There's not jitters or anything. They're ready to go play. We wish we could play the game yesterday, and let's just go play. And so they're excited. They should be excited. We're trying to keep them. There's a lot that goes on these UIL events, and all of a sudden, you've got this to do, that to do. Like you said, there's a ton of behind the scenes. So we try to keep that away from the girls, and just try and get it relaxed and understand it's just a game and go play. There's going to be jitters, but enjoy it. We got to try to make this as fun as possible and enjoy the moment. Just go do what we do and go play and see what happens. And life is good. We always talk about it, it's still about life and be a better person. You're a softball player, and so it is what it is at the end of the day. But go have fun, go enjoy. But I think they're ready to play. They're ready to go.
Yes, they're excited about it, huh?
Definitely excited.
Awesome. Okay. So you guys play at 1:00 on Thursday for everybody listening. It'll be a showdown against Riesel. It'll be a great thing, man. It'll be awesome if they can pull this off. But not many teams pull off that. You know what I mean? Like, I know I mentioned it earlier, but 2 state championships, 2 different sports, that's insane. It'd be great for the community and everything. We had a chance to go to the Ganado football ring ceremony there. They invited us too, so it'd be awesome if these girls can kind of show them up. You know what I mean? Like, kind of be competitive.
Well,
there's some of that going on in school.
Don't think there's not some competition. don't think they're not. That might be on the back of the plate more than anything. We've got to get ours too. They want everything the boys got, and they'll rightfully so deserve it. So. It's a great group of girls. They work hard. I tell you what, extremely hard working group. I thought about that the other day. So every team's gonna have a little adversity. Every team's gonna have. It hasn't been just a glorious ride, so to speak, but it is a great group of girls. And anytime we deal with girls, you're gonna have some controversies here and there. And that's one of the things we talked about early in the season. The only thing that can keep us from making a good run, keep us from being a good team, if we concern ourselves with things that aren't related to softball, jealousy and things as being about being good people. So we kind of keep that all aside. We step between the lines. We're all teammates. We get after it, and girls have done a really good job at that. They're real for a young team. They're really mature, and I think that's what's been key to our success and understanding. Understand there's going to be adversity. We get off to some bad starts every once in a while, but we hang in there and we don't panic. We're not going to panic. They understand it's a 7-inning game, and just keep fighting and then see what happens in the end. And having positive outlooks, and the girls do.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, tell them to keep that fire burning on. Trying to outdo the boys. I mean, nothing amongst themselves. Just try to outdo those boys there. But that's great, man. I know you're busy. I don't want to keep you too long. I wanted to touch base with you. But we will. A couple of us are going to be there Thursday, and we'll hopefully see y'all win a state championship there, guys. Do y'all got anything else? Austin, Dustin, y'all.
I got one more thing. So I was looking on here. It shows y'all are tied for 12th in the Lone Star Cup right now. How many points do you get for making it to the state title, and then how many points do you get if you win it?
I cannot give you that answer. I do not know. I do know the superintendent has said, let's go get that Lone Star Cup. I would assume it'd be enough maybe to put us over the hump. I did look at it one day last week just for kicks. And
yes,
I think I was in the classroom and I was, bored waiting on the game or something. I don't know. And I don't think we're that many points behind. I don't know the answer to that. I know it's something that I know definitely superintendent has looked at
Yes, sir.
going into the year and has talked about. So, and I'll be honest with you, you want to talk about the boys' football team, what drives these girls. There was the boys, like, I hope they want us to win it, and I think the boys do. But they're like, well, I guess we want y'all to win so we can win a Lone Star Cup. I guess that would be a cool thing. So they're probably driving those girls like, okay, sure, So I don't know your answer. I'm sorry.
No biggie.
I actually have a two-parter now.
Uh-oh.
Are you a scratch golfer?
Negative.
Negative. I heard that El Campo course is pretty badass. So.
I tell you what, it's a private. If you ever want to come play, let me know. I'm on the board actually, and for a 9-hole course, Tim Supek does a wonderful job. It's a beautiful place.
I got his number, Austin.
Yep.
But you got it. Hey, come on. We like to have fun. And I tell you what, I chased my son around last 2 years of high school, of course, and travel ball and all that, and then he played at Sam Houston State. So I pretty much put the clubs up for 6 years, and then everything settled down and came back and picked them back up. And I'm horrible. I don't know what happened. I can't break 80. I can't break 90.
Break 80? Okay, come on.
I've never done that.
I know we've never done that. I'm like, maybe I break 120, 110.
One time I carried about a 6 handicap when I was a golf coach and touching the golf clubs every day. You got no choice. I always played with the kids. That 6 years off, I don't know what happened. I hit clubs and I can't hit them. So it, went from a 6 to like a 26. So,
then who do you think is going to win the college national championship?
I grew up in San Antonio, and
there we go.
You already know the answer right now. So, I'm a Sam Houston Bearcat. We put two kids through school there, my son and my daughter, and so. But I grew up in San Antonio, and I'll be rooting for Longhorns. I'm not going to lie about that.
Yeah, that's Dustin's school.
I probably pissed off 90% of the Ganado right there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you got a lot of A&M fans there in Ganado, or what?
Oh yeah, this world is A&M country.
Yeah, same colors and everything. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I do have one more question for you. It's kind of personal on my level, but I coach little girls flag football, 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds. Does it ever get any better as they get older? Will I make it through a practice without making? Do you still make girls cry? Is what I'm asking, because every time I never fail.
That goes with territory. No, it doesn't get easier. It might get a little harder. I don't know.
Well.
Bless you, by the way. No, you tell the kids enjoy it, and I think that's something as a coach. I think as the number of years I put in, I think I'm starting to enjoy it more and not worried about a lot of little things. I know Coach Keller, Shiner, and Coach Moppin, I talk to them a lot as much as I can, and I try to feed off them, even going into state. And Coach Moppin and Coach Keller both very helpful to me. About some things coming up, the unexpected. I know in '93 in baseball, it was like rush. I remember that, like things you're not prepared for, and you're not going to be. And that's what I told the girls: we're not going to be prepared for everything, but let's roll with it. Let's just adapt and go on. Be ready as much as possible. If there's going to be things we can't foresee, and so those two coaches really did a good job helping us out, get ready for what they've won in the last couple of years. They've won the state title, so. But I think as a coach, I'm starting to enjoy it more and go to practice and have fun. And we can work, but you can work and still have fun and enjoy it. But good luck to you. It doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get better.
I got 9 more years until my daughter's 18.
So. 12 years old, they turn 18 real quick. So just be ready.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, some of them are almost there now, I would say, going on 18. So, but yeah. So what's the plan? You guys are heading up tomorrow. I'm assuming staying the night there in Austin, getting ready for the game.
Yes, sir. We're going to practice in the morning, have a quick run through one more time, probably do a little hit and maybe a little just as far as, not too many strategies in softball. I got to play the game, but, just where we're going to try to play some of these girls. And head up tomorrow afternoon and, have a good meal, do a little team bonding tomorrow night and, try to go to bed early, get up and let's go to work.
Heck yeah. All right. So game's at 1 o'clock, everybody. But I don't have much else, Coach. Like I said, I don't want to keep you that long, but we appreciate you coming on, man. Tell those girls, keep it going. They've gotten hot. Let's finish it off. Get that other state championship there for the town of Ganado. That community deserves it and everything. Like I said, we'll be there. We'll be there cheering you guys on. And man, hopefully next time we talk to you, you will be a state champion. So good luck.
That's good. I would love it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Coach James Harp. We'll see you, Coach.
See you guys. If I know how to turn it off, you got most school, don't forget.
All right. Thank you, Coach James Harp, for a great interview. Great interview. This guy is excited. Right, he's excited to be there. Excited to be. I think they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're not thinking to it. There's something in the water in Ganado. Something there. Something special about this year, okay? And we will be there to see it. 2 state championships and 1 year. Those girls ain't going to let the boys show them up, huh? They're not going to let them show them up this year. He's going to walk in Irvin's office and say, get you one of these. Oh, but that's great. Good luck to them on Thursday. And hopefully they can bring it home for that community because they deserve it. They deserve it. How do y'all think it went?
It was a good interview.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I think we just put some good juju on him.
Yeah. He knew old Coach Chuck Pavelik. What a pull. What a name pull right there. Oh, Charlie. He called him Charlie.
Charlie.
You can say it. Go ahead and say it. Charlie. Charlie or Chuck?
Oh, Chuck. Yeah. That's old Chuck. He said Charlie at first, and I was like, Chuck. And he's like, oh, yeah, I know Chuck.
Oh, Chuck. Okay. The Dallas Stars look like they're going to fall a little bit short. There's still a little bit of time left. Possibly going to be able to send this to overtime, hopefully, or maybe pull the one out. They are playing in Edmonton, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the game is in Edmonton right now. If they pull this off, 3-2, go back home. Is it 2-1 or 3-1 right now?
It's 2-1. Edmonton's up right now.
Okay, so if they pull it off, they're tied 2-2. They got home field advantage back.
Yep.
That'd be a good thing for the Dallas Stars. Hopefully they pull it off. Edmonton is just kind of hot right now. They're scoring goals, man, and it would be kind of sad, Austin, if they do win the Stanley Cup because you were one team away
leg fucking
from that
short.
parlay.
One leg fucking short.
Hey, dude, try to keep it toned down a little bit. We have a coach and a bunch of softball fans are going to be watching this, so tone it down a little bit.
One leg effing short of $3,000.
But anyway, some stuff that we hit on earlier in the show, I kind of wanted to go back to. Other sports news, we hit on the NBA playoffs. Looks like the Thunder and the Pacers are going to be in the finals this year.
I kind of feel we could go like way deep into that last one, but I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly what that meant, but
I know
that was an actual report that was a thing. That she is claiming she's not the father of the baby her wife gave birth to.
Send it to Maury.
Yeah, no, I know. Back to the Aaron Rodgers thing. Yeah, I just saw the article about Terry Bradshaw ripping on him. I think Terry Bradshaw just doesn't want Rodgers to play for his team. I think that's mainly what it is.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I remember when Brett Favre was going to come back and go to the Vikings. I remember Fran Tarkenton had kind of like the same energy about it. Like, I think it's ridiculous that he wants to do that, this and that. But the Packers do play the Steelers this year in Pittsburgh, so I could see Aaron Rodgers coming back just for that reason, just to play the Packers and beat them. So, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Down goes Cat.
Other sports, yeah. Other sports news. Do we have any other sports news that actually happened?
Sam's Charania today. Did y'all see? He was on the McAfee show, and he said he's talking about our Spurs this offseason. And he said that he expects the Spurs to be aggressive for a Giannis, a Kevin Durant, or an elite wing to team up with Victor Wembanyama. He said that there was actually some mutual interest at the trade deadline between Durant and the Spurs, and then it just kind of fizzled out.
No,
Get him out of there.
no.
We don't want him. We
I
don't
don't
want that
him.
dude.
I don't want Durant at all.
No, he's aging. He ain't the guy no more.
Cancer.
I mean, unless he's okay with becoming a role player that just shoots threes, I'm good with him shooting threes. But I don't want to see the game being on the line when we can see a De'Aaron Fox, hard drive and then a dish off to Wembanyama, instead just giving it to Durant and then hoping he wins the game for you. I don't want to see that shit. Hadn't worked out for anybody else. Steph Curry won him his title. He's not. He didn't win that title. Steph Curry won that title.
And we don't have a Steph Curry yet, so
yeah.
Keep him out. Keep him out.
But we're going to be fully healthy next year. A healthy De'Aaron Fox, a healthy Stephon Castle, a healthy Victor Wembanyama.
Give me Giannis. I'll take Giannis.
Giannis.
We're going to give up too much for Giannis. I don't want that fool either. I don't want that guy either. Nope. Don't want him.
Why?
Look what happened. Look what happened to Milwaukee this year. He was 99% of their offense. All they did was pass it to the guy. He called for the ball every play, and they just gave it to him. I don't want him taking over my team.
They got rid of his freaking best player. My
Don't matter.
Player, fucking Middleton.
Dude, enough with the F-bombs. Jesus.
I said my favorite player, Middleton.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Yes.
But that's going to be – I think you keep the guys we have. Stephon Castle's only going to get better. And who are we going to get in this draft? It looks like we're going to get that point guard from Rutgers. Dylan what's his name? Dylan
Harper Brooks?
Dylan Harper, yeah. Dylan Harper.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I thought they would try to get that other guy, but he plays the same position as Stephon Castle, which is Ace
Bailey.
Ace Bailey. Yeah, Ace Bailey. But Dylan Harper's kind of edged him out. But the Spurs need more of a guy like him than they do. Because De'Aaron Fox can play the two. Dylan Harper's a true point guard. So,
but what'd you say, Dustin? What'd you say, Dustin? Like we need someone from the wing?
Oh yeah, so like they're saying like an elite wing, whether it's Durant or I guess Giannis isn't technically a wing, but he is, even though he's 7 foot or 6'11". The other name I keep seeing is Cam Johnson. Which I don't know a lot about him, but apparently he was a pretty good player for the Nets.
Dude, give me Alex Caruso.
Listen, Stephon Castle will be an elite wing. He will be. Okay? He will be in the next couple of years. He is a wing.
Well, they're not
young.
trying to get rid of him.
No, I know that, but they're trying to get an elite wing. Like, let this guy develop. If Popovich was still there coaching, calling the shots, I mean, I know he moved into the front office and all that stuff, but let Castle cook. Just leave him there. Let him do his thing. He will be an all-star, I believe.
Dude,
I believe deep down he will be an all-star.
Give me Alex Caruso to play defense and sit in the corner like Bruce Bowen with his bald head and his headband and just hit corner threes.
Caruso's not a starter. He's not a starter. He's a six-man.
Don't matter. Put him in the corner to shoot threes.
We're talking about an elite wing that needs a starter. Caruso's a sixth man.
He's pretty good right now. So
kind of like an eighth man, actually. He fits into the Thunder system well. Cam Johnson's kind of bounced around, I think. I think he's only been in the league maybe 4 or 5 years, and he's been on 3 different teams. Or maybe a little bit longer than 5 years.
18 points a game is what he's averaging this year. So the Suns and the Nets.
Yeah, the Suns and the Nets.
Okay. Those two teams.
Yeah.
I never had heard of them.
We hit on Jim Irsay dying. What did they say that he died from? Drug overdose? Because I knew the guy liked to party.
Cancer. He had been sick because he had a stroke like a couple months back, right? Ish. And then undisclosed medical reasons. I didn't know he was that young, actually. I thought he was like...
Well, dude, all those years of partying, that'll do it to you.
He was like 65, 66?
Yeah.
65.
Well, may he rest in peace. He did some great things in Indianapolis. Great things. They got them a Super Bowl there in Indianapolis in the Peyton Manning days. Got really lucky. Peyton Manning gets hurt. The quarterback of the future, in which they thought was Andrew Luck, was going to be the guy, but this guy walks out on you after 7, 8 years battling injuries. But I mean, what could have been? Who knows? I just saw this too that Joey Bosa will be out for the Bills for the foreseeable future. Supposedly, he may be hurt at the beginning of the season with some kind of calf surgery that he needs. It just kind of popped up on my phone, but
How much they sign him for?
I don't think it was anything crazy. I mean, he hasn't performed lately, so. Goodell has said this while after we were talking about this, but Roger Goodell said the NFL won't pick from the NFL flag football roster.
Since when?
It says Goodell. Let me read it to you. All right. It says USA Football, not NFL, leading charge per Goodell. Okay, so they will not be allowed to pick from the NFL.
Who's picking?
The NFL will not have any involvement in the selection process. I don't know if that means that maybe they're allowed to talk to NFL players, but there's no, I guess, negotiations as far as the Olympic Committee and the NFL goes, I guess.
You never answered. Like, what would you want to see?
I did tell you what I did answer the question very thoroughly when we talked about it. Are you drunk already or what?
He actually did answer it pretty thoroughly. Did you forget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, all I can tell you is go back and watch the beginning of the show. So.
There we go. It was like 4 hours ago. I just watched the Oilers score a freaking goal.
Yeah. No, they're like 20 minutes ago. Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. The tush push is back in the news. What's going to happen here? A lot of teams are against it. The Packers were the first one to jump up and say that they're against it, but I don't know if they're going to. Yeah, no, I know we knew. I know we use it, but I don't think there's a way that they can ban it.
Well, the owners met on it and voted not to ban it. Like, it's done.
I think that's. Well, I thought they shelved it until like next year.
No,
let's talk about it next year.
Oh no, it's done. It's done.
Yeah. You can't be mad for somebody, just outdoing you. You know it's coming, so stop it.
Yeah, I agree.
Trey Hendrickson did not attend Bengals camp. Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts did not show up to OTAs in Atlanta also. I think Kirk Cousins wants out of there.
The Bengals are so dumb.
Huh?
Where's Pitts going?
He probably just wants a new contract, or he may just be sitting out OTAs.
Yeah, I saw Kirk Cousins possibly as a backup option for the Steelers if they don't land Aaron Rodgers.
Who are they going to start? Mason Rudolph over Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I would.
No, what I'm saying is they're talking about the Steelers pursuing Kirk Cousins as a starter is what I mean.
Yeah. I don't really got that much more time. I got to head to town, so we got anything else? Let's do the drawing for the voting on the sing-along. Dustin, if you will, pull it up, please. The best sing-along songs, I guess, the most, what would you call it? What was the Mount Rushmore?
The best sing-along songs.
Okay.
That's what
Dustin
called.
won it. Dustin won. Do the
first one ever.
Oh, wow. Dustin is going to do the drawing real quick. I lost, so I got to pay whoever wins. And the lucky winner will be... Spin it, Dustin.
Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Yep.
Sure can. It says...
And the winner is Trey Allen.
Trey Allen.
My boy Trey Allen. You are a winner of a $25 Cash App, Venmo, whatever the hell you want. I'll contact him, see what he wants, but congratulations to Trey. As far as us goes, we're out. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs, NHL and NBA. We will see everybody from Ganado at the state championship. Well, some of us will. I don't know if all of us are going. And we will see you guys next time. We'll be back in studio next Sunday. So, sayonara. Good luck, Lady Maidens. Not Lady Indians, Lady Maidens.